Welcome back to the Armchair Pundits podcast, weekend review show. And this week has been a good week for some and definitely a bad for others. So, without any further ado, guys, I want you to smash the like button. I want you to share it now rather than later. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe because you're going to have a fun time. So, without further ado, how are you gentlemen doing?
I am good. I am great. I've had a good Sunday. Everyone
I thought
else?
you might.
No, it
Yeah,
got nothing to do with
it's been
football.
all right.
I mean, I met a couple of my brethrens, went for a run this morning. I'm feeling good, man.
Christmas spirit, I see as well.
Yeah,
Christmas spirit. Go on.
up to snow good.
Leon, no, Daryl's not here. Leon Lamont.
Boy, I don't know what to say, but I'm alive, innit? Can't have to be thankful for every day that you're on Earth, because there's certain entities that will just mess up your energy. So yeah, let's move on.
Okay.
It's been a long 10 days for me, boy. It's just getting worse, brother. It's getting worse, blood. By the
So,
moment.
just a quick question for everybody, as we normally do. Hands up if you got 3 points this weekend. I've got a new one for you guys as well. Hands up if you're not on a minus goal difference.
Raw.
Oh, jeez!
That's
Wow.
cold. That is cold.
Man,
That was
we're
cold.
17 games in, you know. Jeez Louise.
I said it to you at the beginning, of the season. We need goals, brother. We ain't getting them. I could put my hands up if we've conceded 3 at home again. Yeah, bro.
How did you, bro? Literally, that was my next one. Hands up if you scored 3 goals or more this weekend.
No, we didn't, bro. We conceded 3.
I could put my hand up.
You scored? You can.
We conceded
hands up
double
if you
that,
conceded.
bruv.
Yeah, but okay, I'll save it.
Exactly.
So we'll move on to predictions. And predictions from last week. Yep. So no one got it right. The scores that is anyway. But I predicted that we would beat Spurs 2-1. Wholly wrong. Leon predicted that Liverpool would win 3-1. Darryl predicted that it would be 2-2 in that game. Bevan predicted that, surprisingly, that they would draw 1-1. And he's obviously happy. While he's on mute, he's happy that it wasn't 1-1.
I've never been happy to be more wrong in my life.
And Lamont. In fact, let's let Lamont tell us himself what he predicted.
3-1.
Because
I'm gonna say 3-1.
They spanked you last season, boy.
Bournemouth for winning it.
You owe them.
No. To be fair, you're right, but we was also not in a good place. So we're in a better place now. 3-1 United.
James ain't
Someone chopped that up.
James ain't having it, boy.
I think Bournemouth are going to win that game. But shame. We only do our own teams anyway.
You're doing your own team. I'll do mine.
We only do our own teams. Whoa. Can't say you weren't, brother. Can't say you weren't. You got half right. You said one team would score 3 goals.
Can I just ask a question?
Go ahead. You have it.
Just one key question, yeah. The person in that video, is that an AI? Because I don't recognize this is me, but that weren't me on the video. Because I honestly would have said 3-1 more than likely to Bournemouth. I wouldn't have said 3-1 to United. You know,
I don't know.
I'm not sure if James has got the budget for a deep fake, bro.
Nah, bro. I do not, bro. That's my budget was stretched just doing that, bro.
I think the gas of beating that poor City team has made you made that decision that last week.
Yeah, bro.
That's
what
happened.
Gave me wings for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you got overexcited about that result the week before.
Horrible.
It's okay.
Horrible. By the way,
we all make mistakes.
Have you received my P45 yet, James? You haven't received it yet.
I've put it on the shelf and it said you put on it only to be filed in June. So I've locked the cabinet now, so I can't open it.
First.
So yeah, none of us got it right, but I got a win. and Leon got a win in terms of the correct score wise. I mean, team winning wise. So the running order for today will obviously be the game of the weekend. Actually, that's probably arguable, but Spurs losing 3-6 to Liverpool. Then we'll have Crystal Palace losing 5-1 against Arsenal. Man United getting smashed up by Bournemouth 3-0 for the consecutive years. And after not winning at Old Trafford for how many years, they've done it twice in a row. Congratulations, Bournemouth. Then we'll touch on Villa beating Man City. So I guess Lamont's cool because Man City are worse than Man United right now. And but they're still above them. Damn. Okay. And then last of all, we'll touch on Everton Chelsea. So cool. Leon, do you want to go first or should I go first?
I might as well go first, innit? And you can spend the rest of the allotted time on watching Liverpool about Liverpool. Obviously, not happy with the result. What happened is exactly what I expected to happen. Not the number of goals, but I expected Liverpool to carve out a number of chances against us. One thing that I would say out of all the issues is the amount of space we allowed Liverpool to play football. I thought they done their job. I think they knew that Tottenham are going to play the same way because Anders made it clear that we're going to play the same way against every team. So it makes you very easy to deal with tactically. It makes it easy for you to prepare. And Liverpool were fully prepared. Arne Slot knew what to expect coming in, how we were going to play. We're obviously missing players. Anders not made excuses for missing those 10 players, even though he had a little go at a reporter for asking the same questions over and over. But it's just typical Tottenham. We can't defend. We obviously have a makeshift defense as it is, but if you have a makeshift defense, what's the thing that you want to try and do? You want to try to protect them. And we're still playing exactly the same way. Liverpool's midfield had the joy of the pitch. Every single time they had the ball, they had time and space to pick out a man. There was always players free on the overlap on the back post. We see Tottenham being poor again, marking at defending crosses and set pieces, and Liverpool just created chances at will. And it was almost like every time they attacked, it looked like they were going to score. To Tottenham's credit, they continued to try and attack, and they got their 3 goals. Which, if you score 3 at home, you're not expecting to concede 6. But the 2 of those goals came when the game was pretty much over anyway, and Liverpool had taken their foot off the gas. But yeah, it was just the ease in which all of those goals went in. I don't even need to dissect them. There was a couple straight route one passes over the top, high line, no one covering. Fraser Forster can't move his feet, so he's not going to be able to sweep and cover like Vicario does. But if you know that you haven't got the personnel, why do you play exactly the same way? It doesn't make sense. There's a balance in life that you need to have in all facets. And the same thing applies in football. You cannot play one way. You have to adapt to the environment, to the players, to the scenarios. And it seems like time and time again, it's just a case of which version of Spurs will turn up and which bad decisions who's going to make the bad decisions this week. And that's basically what's happened. And Liverpool deserved the victory, and it never looked like it was going to go in any other way at any point in the game.
Yeah.
And I was going to ask a question, really, Leon. Really, like you've got like a number of players out. Do you think that having a different defense if you have the best defense you got in Romero and Van de Ven, that it's a completely different game? Because I think that go on.
Yeah, I don't think it's a 6-3 game. Those guys play on the edge, and it makes a big difference. Like Van der Ven's got pace, so Liverpool being able to play a ball over the top and it literally being through and goal. Soboslai of all people being through and goal, and he missed. Luckily, he went around the keeper and missed. It was actually a poor finish, but like that wasn't the only time that they played the ball over the top. So yeah, with Van der Ven and Romero, I don't believe, and we haven't lost by this many goals to Liverpool in how many times we played them. We've had really, really close games. We've had Liverpool scored last minute goals. I think the last time they battered us was when they had Suarez and Sturridge. But since then, we've had really, really close encounters. So for me, no, I don't think it would have been 6-3. And it wasn't just a 6-3. Like 6-3 is being kind. Like it was a battering. And we just scored because Liverpool took their foot off the gas. That's the reason we scored. And we actually scored a good couple of goals. But again, the game was over by then. It was 5-1. It was 5-1 at one point. And literally that was a max exodus at that point. Like enough fans left because they knew like the game was done. So yeah, with the right personnel, yes, it may have been a close game, but I guarantee you, even with those personnel, Tottenham are still capable of doing stupidness at the back. And that's the problem, is that we keep making the same mistakes over and over again. And it's just teams haven't capitalized on those times. And this time we played a team that just destroyed us.
Yeah, for me, very, very happy with the performance. I've said it before that we've had a lot of these close games, and I just want to see us just stretch our legs and actually just beat someone. It was going to come at some point. It was going to beat someone up, and we've had a 2-0 and 3-1, but I didn't think it would be this game because Tottenham have not lost a game this season by more than one goal. So to go there and be 5-1 up, I was ecstatic. I was fully ecstatic. We were playing some fantastic football. Like we were making, obviously, every goal that's conceded is a mistake in there. And the goals we conceded were just all silly. I mean, the first goal Tottenham scores, the mistake by the miscontrol by McAllister, you don't expect that in that position. And they pounced on it, and even the shot from outside the box. I look at Van Dijk and the way he's turned his body away from the ball and not to block it. I was like, you're turning it away from the goal. You're not actually blocking it. So it's just little weird things like that. But in general, every player, at least 7 out of 10. And it's hard to do away from home. I have to take into consideration that with Tottenham having 10 players out, when they play and go all out to get to a semi-final against Man United on a Thursday night, those same players are getting trotted out again today, whereas we changed 8 players. And it makes a massive difference. They weren't fresh, and you can see they weren't fresh, and we were. All our best players were fresh. And it makes a huge difference. You're correct in terms of should the manager have changed his game slightly, but I don't whether it makes much of a difference. Dropping a line a bit lower, possibly, but I think we were just on it today. It was a bit of Klopp football, a bit of slot football, and Trent's passing was good again. His game was good up until Werner came on. And Werner tried to test him by knocking the ball around him and trying to run past him.
Right.
But
sorry to
yeah, go on.
interrupt you, James. Just speaking on that particular point, right?
Mm.
You know that Trent, what doesn't he like to do? Defend. He doesn't like to defend. We've got to be honest. Son never once took him on at any time during this game. Not once. I couldn't believe it. He literally, it's like he shied away from the battle of going one-on-one against Trent, which I never understand.
Sometimes it looked like he was trying to go. As soon as he got one-on-one with Trent, he went backwards.
Yeah,
which is
every
crazy.
single time.
It's crazy.
I couldn't understand it, bro. It infuriated me all game. Sorry, James.
No, that's cool. But when I looked at all the stats, expected goals 4.60. You don't see that ever. And to be honest, Tottenham's one of 1.25 is respectable in a normal game, if you can being completely honest. But yeah, we were just really good. And listen, it did annoy me when we conceded the second and the third goal, because like at 5-1, you think, okay, you know what? I was screaming for them to bring on Endo just as a look-up shot. Like it's 5-1. We've got a decent defensive record. Let's just lock it, close it now. Let him run around and close spaces. But we just let the game get open. As soon as McAllister went off the pitch, the game was open. The midfield was open. As soon as he left the pitch, Tottenham got new life. But obviously, it was never going to be a case where we were going to lose the game. It's just annoying that you don't see it out in the way you'd want to. So, but that's just been, to be honest, that's been picky. So, really happy with where we're sitting. Chelsea drawing 0-0 was a surprise because I genuinely thought that we were going to go into that game second in the league. I thought that was what was going to happen, but it didn't. And it's like the players got confidence from that. I think Bevan asked me, or it might have been Lamont asked me, do I think we feel a bit, are we looking tired over the last few weeks with the results we've been having? And I was saying, it's not really. Like the Newcastle game, we should have won if it wasn't for a silly mistake. The Fulham game, we had more possession, higher XG, better chances with 10 men. And we played literally 86 minutes with 10 men against Fulham. Suppose there was like 2 players. And again, Lamont has said to me before, am I happy about Suppose that I am. Suppose that over the last 3 or 4 weeks has really woken up. He had a dip and he was getting criticised. And it's almost like he's seen someone who could take his shirt in, what's his name? Harvey Elliott coming back to full fitness. Is like, okay, I need to step it up because that leeway is gone.
He scored in the week as well, didn't he? Elliott?
Yeah, Elliott did. Yeah, he scored in the week. Got man of the match in the week. And that was supposed to be his best game of the season. He was fantastic. He was everywhere. Winning headers, even for his goal. He wins the header, then runs on and scores the goal. Gets an assist. Obviously, he misses the chance that Leon said, but then he learned from that. Next time he was in that position, he squared it across. Because ironically, Salah was in a similar position when he made the mess up. But yeah, they were saying on Sky Sports, when I was listening to the stuff afterwards, it could have been 10. And it's not even ridiculous. The amount of chances we had, it could have been that kind of scoreline. And I said in my WhatsApp group, I don't know what's going to happen today, but we need to be clinical. We need to be clinical today because Tottenham can come out of nowhere and score 2-3 goals. And then if we're not on it, we're in trouble. And funny, I don't think we were clinical, but we were good. Extremely good today. So hats off to Slot. He has, so far, obviously it's only December and it doesn't mean anything. We've been top at Christmas twice and lost the league title. So
difference though. There's a big difference.
What do you think?
There's a big difference because when you were top at Christmas, I feel like the teams that weren't in form, the teams that were
chasing
at that time, the teams that were chasing you, that's the phrase I'm looking for. So the teams that were chasing you, you knew that they were going to come good and the form was going to bring them, to a position where they'll be competing. And I wouldn't say Liverpool was particularly tested at that point. You guys were just rolling teams over. Whereas now, I don't see City coming back into form. Arsenal are, as I call them, journeymen. They're only going to get you to a point, but they're actually going for the title. The only people that I could see really competing there is Chelsea.
Really?
Obviously, Chelsea have dropped points this week, so I know that's probably slightly contradicting my statement. But in regards to just, they've got so much depth in their squad. That's the only kind of team that I could say to myself, I can see them giving you a little bit of a push if it comes to it. But yeah, when you was 9-point clears last or before, mate, even then, I don't think anybody thought you guys had won it. I feel like it might have been. I don't think it was convincing enough at that point. Everyone knew that the other teams were going to come into form and see how Liverpool size up. Just another note. Look, Liverpool are having a good time right now. Yeah, let's all get all the party crackers out and all that, whatever. But, honestly, you guys are still on Klopp's steam for me. You lot are still on Klopp's steam. In the summer, when the decisions are made with Trent, when Van Dijk decides whether or not he's staying or going.
He's staying.
Okay. And, whoever else is, got
Salah's staying as well.
Wobble. Okay. What, he said that, has he?
No, we just know. We kind of know they're both going to stay.
Okay.
Trent is the one that we're not sure about, but the other two, they're going to get the contract. They both want their contract. They're going to get them.
Yeah, I kind of feel like this is still Klopp's side. So I feel like in the summer when Slot, obviously he's going to have a whole season with these boys now, and to be fair, they were still, they still got a lot of quality in there. In the summer, you'll see next year when everybody has a little bit of a refresh and see if you guys can still talk with your chest so high. But look, we're on this season, so yeah.
I love the hope.
To you.
It's diminishing, but I love the hope. It's not beating strongly, but it's there still.
I don't appreciate the jabs you're taking at my team either, bruv.
Yeah, tell him, bruv.
This disrespectful. You got no point. You can't talk about my team right now, bruvs. At 13th.
Oh, Arsenal.
Yeah, bro.
I didn't mention Arsenal, did I?
You did. You said about we're not challenging. Disrespectful. Mad disrespectful. What do you mean? What?
You're just trying to compete, bro. You don't, man. You lot ain't really going for the title, man. Come on, bro. You lot are pretenders, bro.
Bro, I'm just saying we're in a better position to be competing than you are. Right now,
You definitely are.
right now, you're looking at Europa. Not even Europa. What's the other one? Conference. Wait, go on.
As Lamont has segued us, it's enough Liverpool Tottenham talk. We'll go over to a team who I do think are challenging and who were pretty impressive in the end.
Boy, I watched that game and I don't think that was a 5-1 game. I think
it wasn't. But it was still impressive to win 5-1 though.
It was, but there was some horrendous defending in that game. It was way too open. I think last week I said it's going to be 1-1 because I thought that Crystal Palace would see how Everton and Fulham played against us and employ something similar. And their ground is, once the crowd get behind them, the crowd don't stop singing, and they get them up for the game. And I thought it was going to be a lot more difficult than it was. I just think that there was a lot of poor defending in that game. Some of those goals, the defending was just absolutely shocking. I mean, I think it was the goal that Sarr scored when.
As a finish though.
It was a
finish though, bro.
It was a cold finish, but Saliba didn't need to do that. He didn't need to retreat in the way that he did. I don't think he just used it.
I don't think he thought Sarr had it in his locker though, because that was an Henry finish, bro. Me and Leon were watching it, and we both simultaneously said, "What a finish!" on the train, and looked up like, "Oh, we said that a bit loud, didn't it?"
No, the finish was cold. It was a cold finish, but I just think he's got this. I don't know. I don't think he's allowed him to do that really, and they had a couple of chances afterwards where
Mateta was literally in the box, so he had to just pass it into the corner.
Yeah, and it's got a bit like the midfield was just way too open. It's a bit too kind of hear 'em scare 'em. And when we went 3-1 up, I thought like we still need another. I feel like we needed another goal to settle the game because it was still too. They even in the second half they had more chances to score. What I will say is though, it's good that Jesus has scored 2. He scored 5 and 2. He needed that hat trick in midweek, and I know last week I said it was gonna be 1-1, but after the game in midweek, I'll change my mind. I was like, no, we're gonna smash them. They're not. If they're gonna come to play football with us, we'll beat them, and that's what happened. They came to play football. It was an open game, and we took our chances. That some fortuitous chances as well that we did have with like a lot of them like rebounds and stuff that came off the post, like Jesus' header, and he came off the post, and Kai Havertz is there, and there's nobody around him. There's no defender near him, and it's a tap-in.
Do you know what? For that one though, Bev, I think there was defenders there, but Havertz was the first to react. So obviously when Jesus has got the header, Havertz he's just the first one to move. Had the other defenders moved, they would have got there before him. But he was already looking for the run up. What I saw in them two though, I would say is that's the first time I've really seen Havertz and Gabriel look like a threat as such, because it looks like Havertz, he likes that, false 9 against, what you
Coming
would
from
call
deep.
Right, what you would call like a normal conventional number 9. That is like a normal number 9 striker, yeah. That's what's to, grab some goals. And Gabriel looked like he was on job this week. But
he had two good, very good finishes. And he needed that, but he should have had a hat trick. He really should have had a hat trick in that game. And what worries me is that we will have Jesus, and at the time we were all calling out for a striker, he started to score goals, and then we'll turn around and say, "Oh, we don't need one because Jesus is he's back in business," and you just don't know when he's gonna go back off the boil again. Because they said that's his until last week he hadn't scored a goal since January. It's
24 games. It was 24 Premier League games.
That's horrendous.
It's bad. It's bad.
It wasn't all start. Obviously, there's a lot of 5 minutes appearances in there and stuff like that. Though, to be fair to him.
Yeah, but there were some games that he didn't. He
started.
There's some games he could start, and I think I've said it on the pod before. He's confident with shot, and he looks bad. You can see that when he scored the goals, he was happy about scoring them, and that's what you kind of need. We've Saka's gone down with an injury. We don't know how long he's going to be out for. I will give it to Martinelli because he stepped up to the plate in that game as well. He looks better on the right hand side than he does on the left.
Yeah, agreed.
And he scored a goal and got an assist as well. So that's good for him. I'm just hoping that that he can kick on, and like last season when we lost, I think we lost over Christmas, and the next game we played Crystal Palace and we beat them 5-0 at the Emirates, and it's a similar kind of thing. We've beaten them after 2 disappointing results, but it still needs. I feel like this. I still want more. I know that we've scored goals. We're the second top goal scoring team in the league at the minute, but I don't know. I still feel like there needs to be a match winner.
I mean, bro, to be honest with you, with Saka being injured now, and obviously you don't know how long he's out for, and Gabriel coming into, shooting or scoring form, should I say? You've got Ipswich next at home. You should roll them over. Yeah, and then you got Brentford. I guess that might be a little bit of a tough game because they are a bit up and down. It's at Brentford.
So it's at Brentford.
Yeah, it's at Brentford.
They lost this weekend for the first time. So
yeah. So that's gonna be tough. And then you got
Brighton away. So I mean, he's probably finding form at the right time because he probably can get some goals from them because they have got defensive frailties. But we'll see. I guess.
For me, I looked at the game and I was like, when Saka goes injured, you never want someone to get injured. But then it's like, okay, that's a chance for Arsenal to be a bit weaker. But then all the guys that have been cussed recently all score goals, and then it's like, okay, cool. They've always asked if Saka goes down, who's going to step up? And you guys answered that question. They answered that question in that one game so far. That question was answered that day. And like I said, with Ipswich being next, it's more than likely that they get another chance to work on that.
Stake a claim. So, that was definitely a game of two halves, though, James. Beth.
Yeah,
that was a game of two halves because, to be honest, Crystal Palace had a few chances in the first half, and had they been more clinical, I reckon that game wouldn't have been as easy as it looked, or as easy as the score would say. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
your draw would have probably been more accurate, I reckon, overall. But you know what? You play what's in front of you, and you smash them,
bro.
Sometimes a hit. You're gone.
No, I was gonna say I think we had like 7 shots on target and scored 5 out of 7. That doesn't usually happen in games. Do you know what I mean? Like it's
6. You had 6 on target and scored 5.
Yeah, that doesn't usually happen. That's why I say like watching that game wasn't really a 5-1 game, but I'll take it, man. Roll on the next one. Smash. Do
you think that playing them in midweek hindered them?
I think so.
It could have demoralised them a little piece as well and made them change their game plan.
You know what? I think they kind of tried to play the same way. I think they just tried to. Yeah, I don't think they tried to change their game plan. I think maybe it's that we scored early, but they wasn't.
Yeah.
And but then they replied. They replied early as well, Bev. So
yeah, but we replied 2 minutes after they did.
Yeah, it was quick.
It's quick. It was 3 goals inside 17 minutes. Madness. And they still had a chance afterwards. Mateta should have scored. So we just took our chances. They missed theirs, and then we put them away. And then it does flatter us in the end. I'm happy.
You both had 6 shots on target. They had more shots than you. 15 total shots. You had 14 total shots. So yeah, it is. Yeah. It's sometimes you've got to be clinical. And at this stage of the season, when it's Christmas time, you've got to be clinical rather than fanciful.
Yeah. So Yeah, man. Take it. Roll on to Ipswich next.
Okay. So we will roll on to the next game. I know Lamont said he hasn't got much to say.
I really
about the
haven't.
game.
I haven't really got much to say about the game at all. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I should just talk about my feelings for 5 minutes. Just see how I feel. Just tell everyone how I feel about just watching my team just getting slapped about. It's mad.
Right, let me ask you a question.
It's not a therapy session.
No. I couldn't turn to any of you three for therapy. That's for sure.
Nah, bruv. Dr. Phil's on a different podcast, bro. Anyway,
Lamont's saying this like he would have any sympathy for us, you know.
Exactly.
Bruv, when man's team was dominating for 25 years, bruv.
When I could not talk last week, bro.
No sympathy for no one.
When I could not talk last week, this guy was pressing me to talk by pushing button after button, bro. So sympathy is over there, sir. But
my candle's back, just so you know. Yeah. God.
In terms of Amorim, it looks it's weird. It looks like he is literally doing a preseason.
Yeah.
Because yes, he keeps saying he's trying to win games at the same time, but whether your players are just being run into the ground by Ten Hag, the amount of time you guys are making halftime substitutes, changing centre backs, changing left wing backs, those are all kind of stuff. It's almost like he is giving everybody a chance to play 45 minutes, 60 minutes, 7 minutes in each games. And he's like, you know what? Forget the results. I want to see something. Because he said from the beginning, I'm not going to change my philosophy. And these guys have to learn it. And it's like their players are playing in their position to see whether they can actually perform as he wants. So then come the end of the season, he can say, you know what? You all got an opportunity.
Yeah.
So now you are gone.
Mate, he said it on so many occasions, yeah? Clean slate. Everyone's going to get an opportunity to show me what they can do. Now, I feel he's looking at the squad, as everyone says, and I have to agree, with a preseason mindset. He's not seen these guys other than probably the odd scouting report that he might have got off of his coaching staff and, whatever reports they've got for each player. But what I will say is that he wants to see how versatile the players are and how he can use these guys in the system, not in just one position. That's what I'd imagine. He wants to see if the left centre-back can play central or the right side. He wants to see if the right wing-back can play, across the centre-back. He wants to see all the versatility of each individual. He also wants to see how much grit these players have got, how much they will kind of, how much they'll put on the line to get a result, to get over the line. I've got no queries or qualms with Amorim, if I'm going to be honest. I could be going against a lot of people's, opinion, but it's mine, so have it. I believe that he's got a philosophy, and I also believe that he knows that there's a lot of players in this team that are not at the level they need to be fitness-wise and ability-wise for him to keep them on. So whether those names are Rashford, whether the names are Bruno, whether the name's Maguire, Martinez, just throwing out a few names, come, maybe, I don't know, summer, you will find out because those guys will be booted down the road. We'll cash them in and see if we can get something out. The only thing that I'm really conscious about is we are not getting any kind of consistency in terms of results and, in terms of players on the pitch, because he's constantly doing substitution, which I understand why, because obviously the tempo that he's playing at, when the guy's levels drop, he needs to obviously then make the change. So that's on one hand what I can appreciate, because he's quite reactive. He can see that, someone's not pulling their weight. All right, get him off. Let's get someone on that can do that role and do it just as good, if not better, at this minute. So that's what I like. The only consistency I'm seeing at the minute since he's come, other than Ipswich, is we're winning 2, we draw 2, we win 2, we draw 2. That's the consistency I can see at the minute. So what that tells me is that our next 2 games we should win. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to celebrate that, but yeah, by looking at the results that he's had since he's come on, he's picked up that kind of run of results.
Do you notice the substitution she made today when he took off Ugarte instead of taking off Mainu? Do you think that was a mistake?
I didn't agree with that. My opinion, I didn't agree with that. I just felt like
He's on a yellow though,
Maino,
isn't it? And he's the kind of
yeah.
guy that's gonna get his foot stuck in though, isn't it?
In a game like that where we're losing, I feel like he'll lose his head. And obviously Bournemouth can, Christie was getting stuck in. And I thought it was only a matter of time before he leaves something on someone, either it be Ugarte or Ugarte sees it and he's an assassin. He'll just go searching, heat seeking.
So you think he should have been taken off, or you still don't think he should have been? I think he should have been.
No. On that basis, I do think he should have been, but
okay.
Scratching the yellow card, because I didn't even think about the yellow card, to be honest with you, Bev, so, and Jay. But scratching the yellow card, I think Maino would have been the substitution had he not had the had the yellow. Do you get what I'm saying? Because Maino did look like he was lacking legs in there, to be honest with you. And they were just kind of running around him. We need players. The guys that we've got there, and we've known that since Ten Hag was there, although Ten Hag's philosophy was, I don't know, I feel all now people are still trying to figure it out, was null and void. I think we need players. And I feel like, I don't know if he's going to get the opportunity to get them in Jan, get one or two maybe, but I can't see it.
I can't see it. I heard you got no money to buy.
Yeah. So I think it's just exercising patience at the minute. As much as it's a difficult time at the moment, exercising patience and try not to look too much into results and just know that, when he gets the opportunity to fully get his hands on the players that he needs to, introduce what he wants them to do, we should start reaping the rewards.
If there's no, sorry, I was going to ask, if there's no money now, that means you have to sell to buy, really. And like you've spent 100 million on two strikers that are garbage. Like, it's criminal the fact that Højlund made Archie Gray and Dragerson look quality in midweek, and they get found out today. I know you scored the goals that you did, but like today, Xerxes was shocking, bro. But that's
nothing new.
He's 6'4" and plays like he's 5'2". He's awful, bruvs. Like the goal that they could.
I think he's not really got a footballing brain, in my opinion. He doesn't have that. He can't play a number 9. He can because he doesn't know when to react on the press. We saw it from Ten Hag, and we're still seeing it now. When he doesn't know where he needs to be when he's playing in that role. I feel personally, the second half was better because Højlund came on and he knows exactly what to do as a target man, as a number 9. He knows how to make the defenders think. You know what I mean? Xerxes don't know how to do that. He drops off too much. There was a couple of times that we brought the ball down the left side and Bruno had the ball and Dalot had the ball. Sorry, Dalot? Yeah. Dalot had the ball. Waiting for Xerxes to make a run or already be there. The geezer's standing on the edge of the box. So it's like the guy, he's waiting for things to happen for him to react. And really and truly, he needs to anticipate. And he doesn't do that enough. So to be fair, I'm past frustrated with Xerxes at the minute. So I'm just kind of like wanting him not to be playing up top. He can play, in the number 10. I don't mind that too much. But
if he's going to play, he needs Velcro on his boots because that ball got to me. It doesn't stick.
Mate,
it comes straight back. He's not playing anyone on. No one. He can't play there by himself. He needs help. But
another question for you, because someone asked me this after you lost your game, and they said, "Hold up a minute. This is the Premier League. Are we just giving Amorim a pass? Like, are we actually really, really believing that it could be a case where he's actually just struggling to get his points across? Because we're all saying it's like a preseason, it's this, it's that.
Nah,
could he genuinely be struggling? That's what someone asked me today.
To be honest, when I'm looking at his interviews, he doesn't look flustered at all. He looks very calm, composed. You could argue that that's his character, that's his demeanor. Bro, if he was at a club like ours, bearing in mind he has got no history of being at that level, with the amount of pressure that got put on United, I feel like the cracks would show already because of the way we're losing. Does that make sense? We're not just getting beat 1-0, we're getting slapped
Yes, but it's
And
worrying,
this is
isn't it?
we're getting slapped. So at that point, I feel like the pressure will be put on him. And if he really felt like, he's got no control, I feel like he might say an odd thing, like even with the Rashford thing coming out the other day when Rashford said,
He handled that well.
he wants a new challenge. He wants a new challenge. You'd see you'd see him starting to fall over himself, and no, mate, he's under control. I feel like the vote of confidence that he's been given when he stepped up and was simply this: you got 18 months, and you've probably got, up until summer to just get it right, and then after that, there's no excuses. So in that time, anything that he gets is a bonus, in my opinion. That's what I can sense from just the way he's operating. But when I'm looking at on a pitch, I feel like I've got, even though everyone already knew that he had 3 at the back and that was his style of playing, and obviously subconsciously you look at the way he's playing, you think, oh yeah, I can see it, da 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 da. Even just the way that the players are playing and they're implementing it in the games, I feel like already I can see like the image and the idea being played out on the pitch, and it's just the personnel that he has out there as kind of suffocating that formation because they're not doing what he wants them to do. He's constantly having to direct them and da 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 da. But I guess it's new, so they've not had training. So again, I'm going to say it, and I think I may have said it last week. Patience, exercising patience. I'm trying not to lose my top, but I'm a United fan.
Do you know what?
So,
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? Yeah, like,
I'm a United fan, so it's what it is.
No. For me, yeah, if you got players, you play to their strengths. I get he's got his formation, he gets what he's a play, but the guy's kind of reminded me of what's his name, the Tinkerman. Ranieri. He's switching that team up every week. There's a different team that he's playing. He's not. I get that he hasn't got the personnel to play. So until he's got to get them winning. So you got to play them to their strengths, because this same team that he inherited looked very different when Ruud van Nistelrooy was there, and they won it, and they won those 2 games on the bounce. He's come in, and yeah, they've got an identity, but have then shipped goals, and have looked just awful.
Yeah, all right, but you're talking about Van Nistelrooy playing 2 games, yeah? 2 games.
Wasn't it 4?
I understand. Well, mate, whatever.
I think it was 4 in the end.
It was 4.
With cup games, I think.
With cup games.
All right, with cup game. Well, Premier League. I'm talking Premier League, but obviously overall it's 4 games. All right, fairs. But what I'm saying is, this guy's. We already knew that Ruud wasn't the long-term plan, right? I say we. Like, I already knew he wasn't the long-term plan. They were going to be introducing someone that they're going to be given an opportunity to really put their stamp on this team. Now, I understand what you're saying about playing people to their strengths and so on and so forth, and he needs to have a plan B. I don't slightly agree. I agree. There needs to be some sort of plan B. However, and this is a big but, yeah? I'm not going to lie. If he moves now, he's been so strict with, stick to the plan, all that kind of stuff, and he decides to, I'm going to change it up, let's go 4-4-2 or da-da-da-da. Bro, he's going to lose the dressing room because them man have been drilled into a corner right now, pause, to say, you know what, this is the philosophy, this is how we're playing, you guys got to get a grip and get on with it. Now, the only reason why, I'm just going to answer one last point from Bev, yeah, was the changing of the team. Now, the only reason why he's doing that is because of fitness, yeah? Like, you've seen Mount, Lindelof, and, your list goes on with the guys that have been dropping out. I say sure, but that was a little while ago, that have been dropping out due to fitness.
He's having didn't play today.
But he's having to tinker the team to manage the fitness. That is why you're seeing so many changes. He's not doing it just because. He's doing it for a valid reason. Like he's saying, even Euro, realistically, he'd want to start Euro, but he needed to bring him in. He's got to bring him in because of the injury and the extent of it. So yeah, man, sorry to keep going on, but yeah, it's a patience thing, and I'm gonna exercise it. It's something new to me, but I'm just gonna wait. And if we win, I'm gonna celebrate. If we lose, I'm gonna cry in the car.
Well, hopefully that will continue going for another few weeks because
we got Wolves next, and they've just found their feet.
I think you got us after, innit?
You see what I'm saying? Like it's just it's the gift that keeps on giving. But I'm just hoping that like I said, he keeps his sequence of win-win, lose-lose, and we win-win the next 2 games, including Liverpool.
No, so win-win will be 1 game, and then you lose to us. So perfect. I like
Does it
that. I
really?
like that thinking. I like that
Where
thinking.
Wolves won this weekend, didn't it? And they
Yeah.
Yeah,
smashed Leicester.
3-0. Yeah,
Yeah, after
3-0.
looking awful.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
okay,
we have it.
we'll move on to. It wasn't even a shock. I think we all thought Aston Villa were going to win. So Man City now 1 win in 12. He can't really say I need all my players back because when I sit and name the lineup for who started that game, he had Guardiola, Stones, Akanji, Rico Lewis has played plenty of minutes, Kovacic, Gundogan, Grealish, Silva, Foden, and Haaland. Last season, that team would have not Aston Villa because they lost to Aston Villa last season, but generally that team performs. So it's not a case of I need my players back. He had players to perform to the level they should be performing, but they're not. They're all void of confidence. They're all making silly little mistakes, and you don't want to even. He dropped the goalkeeper again. No, or was he? So it wasn't even on the bench. So it must be an injury because now I'm looking at the bench now. He wasn't on the bench, so Ortega was in for whatever reason. So it's crazy. Pep is in the worst state he's ever been in his whole career, and it actually doesn't look like he's going to get out of it.
Well,
And there's no tears over here because boy, I've suffered to the hands of Man City
Yeah.
over the years,
I think
boy. So long
I
may it
think
continue.
everyone was just waiting for it to just all come tumbling down because they bought their way to that success, in my opinion, mate. Do you get what I'm saying? They didn't earn it like the rest of us. I say us loosely, but
Yeah, because I'm
you
not sure.
know,
Boy, Man United bought their way to success as well, bruv.
no,
Just,
not no. As in,
just in a different way.
no.
Apart
But
from the
obviously,
'96, apart from the class of '92, there was a lot. There was a
right.
lot of
But
buying
obviously,
your
when
way.
we came into the fray, there wasn't no hidden agenda, mate. We had like
Okay.
guys coming through the academy, and they were all very successful, and they kept together, and we won things. Like City didn't do that and haven't done that. I feel like there's not many clubs like that have their power that are not out there just dominating. Do you get what I'm saying? So realistically, Judgment Day has come, and they haven't got the answers. They
bro,
haven't got the answers. They're looking lethargic. They're looking like they don't look like they have any
they
ideas.
didn't refresh that team.
No.
Like we spoke about getting Gundogan, and it sounded good on paper, but really the guy's got no
Not
legs.
really.
Yeah.
Not
No,
really.
it looked good on paper. It did look good on paper because everyone's like,
Good
oh,
addition.
Lamont,
You had
you
Rodri
was
in it.
waxing lyrical about Gundogan
Yeah,
in the
bro,
World
you
Cup,
were.
bro.
Yeah,
yeah,
he was sourced in the World Cup. I'm not gonna lie, but
yeah,
him coming back to
Exactly.
the
So
Premier
it didn't
League,
look
I
like a
wasn't.
bad buy, but when you think about the Premier League and what you need, it's legs. And right now, the thing about City, and we said this before, they haven't replaced the outgoing guys that they had who were contributing hugely to their goal tallies. So you think in the time that Pep's been there, you just think about the players that they've had and they've let go because he said, oh, they were unhappy. Sane, Sterling, Mahrez, Julian Alvarez, all gone.
Cole
Who has
Palmer.
actually come in to replace him? Yeah, but Cole Palmer was never a major part of the team.
No, he
I
wasn't. He was
know, but
fringe
I'm just
at
saying that,
best.
like, yeah,
Yeah, but he's fringe at best, though.
bro, they
He
could.
was. That's what I'm saying. He was. Yeah, it was a mistake.
Yeah,
Bevan,
a
I get the
mistake,
point you're
yeah.
making. It's a
Yeah.
mistake to let him go 100%. But I almost think that Pep's stubbornness is the reason why that he's in the situation he is now. Because rather than thinking about protecting, like he's just gone, a player's gone, and I'm happy and I want to play more games. He just gone, okay, you can go, and he hasn't thought. Actually, I need a period of transition between
Yeah.
this player
Even
leaving.
Sergio
Like
Gomez,
when
the left
no,
back.
but even when Mane, when you knew you weren't happy, when Mane weren't happy, he was like, all right, let's get
Diaz.
Diaz. There was an overlap. Mane was still doing his thing, but Diaz came in, and everyone was like, "Ooh, if you not lose Mane, it's not the end of the world because Diaz has come in." Whereas they've just let those guys go, brought in new guys, and let's be honest, Grealish hasn't lived up to it. Doku hasn't lived up to it. Foden's fell off because he played so many games last year, and now he's being found wanting because he doesn't have the same level of energy as he did last year. Like for me, City just don't have the same level of consistent players that they could bring in. Like you look at, and a perfect example is Liverpool today they brought off Gakpo and brought on Jota. when they brought on Jota, I was like, oh my God, here we go again. There's going to be more goals. Like Liverpool's squad right now looks great. You look at Chelsea, when they bring off one man, do you think they can bring off Cole Palmer and bring in João Felix? They can bring off
That's monkey.
Nicholas Jackson and bring on Nkunku. They can take off Pedro Neto and bring on Sancho.
Yeah,
Mudryk has got suspended for failing a drug test, and people are like, oh, whatever in it. It doesn't matter. They got 100 other players to come in. It doesn't matter. When you look at City's squad now, you can see that they're struggling, and
it's Finn.
This is the biggest test, and I think it's good. He needs this. I think this is where he proves how great a manager he really is, because he's always been able to be at a team that's had the most resources or the most talent in every single club he's been to. This is the first time that he's actually had a test, and he still has the most resources. It's just that right now he can't just go out there and just buy someone to replace. He needs to actually have to find a formula, and I'm here to see it. I want to see whether Pep is really about that life and he can deal with transitioning and refreshing a whole new team, because most top managers don't have to do that anymore because they never stay at a club long enough to do so.
Yeah,
Mourinho's never done it. Carlo Ancelotti doesn't have to do it. Normally he's gone. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens.
You know what? You made a very, very valid point there when you said this is when Pep gets to prove to everyone how good he is. But when I see the interviews, I'm not convinced he's even convinced he has the minerals.
No, the thing is, Pep.
Listen,
wait,
can I land? Let me just land 1 minute.
Yeah,
Let me just land 1 minute. Yeah, just one sec.
Yeah, go on.
Like before, when he was winning, yeah, and he was dominating, there was loads of mind games. There was loads of He was saying loads of stuff to the media, and it was the spotlight's on me. Now he's losing, and I still feel like he's trying to play mind games, but I feel like he's not even convinced when he's doing these mind games, because he doesn't look convinced. But go on, Jay, what was you going to say?
I was going to say, it's similar to what you're saying, but he's had these spells where he just doesn't sound convincing even when he's winning. Like when they lose a game and he's like, that was the best performance I've ever seen. And you're like, no, that wasn't. That really wasn't. And I'm so happy with my players. I love this. And you're like, no,
but that's deflection. That's a proper deflection. Like, because he
doesn't
work
work
right there.
Because he tried the deflection earlier on, and now the players aren't backing him for it.
Nah.
I don't think he's trying to deflection. I just think he's trying to put the pressure on himself because he knows the players are struggling. Like he's come out and said how many times now, I'm the one that needs to find the answers. Right now, I'm not doing a good enough job because I need to figure out the solutions for the players, and that says it all. Like Man City, or the philosophy that Pep's always done is, let me get you to the final third and then you make the decision. But right now, it feels like the team needs to be told how to create chances again, because they're not creating the same quality of chances that they were.
Yeah.
Like Haaland is barely getting a sniff right now of chances. And then when he's getting a chance, he's not taking them.
He's not taking them.
He was outperforming his XG before. But there's only so much time you can do that. There's only so much time you can do that. After that, you actually need to create chances, not half chances, and that's what's happening right now. So,
I think you got to shout out Villa though, because they set up so well, man. When they stuck Matty Cash on Jack Grealish, and he was all over him. He was kicking him all up from all over the place. And then
he should have had a card early though. He should have had a card early,
bro. But when he got the card, he got the card, and nothing changed, and he was up and down their midfield. Just bullied them. They ran through Man City's midfield. Man City's midfield was naked. Like Tielemans.
Rogers was having a time of his life in there. Rogers was having the time of his life about.
Emery is class when it comes to tactics. We know that already.
But you could see
back as well.
You could see the difference when City got the ball. There was no space for them to get through the midfield, so they had to go out wide. Villa didn't allow them to go through the midfield. They got units in there. They got Onana. They've got Tielemans. No, he's not really a unit.
Well, he's not a unit. And Rogers.
So the Rogers and Onana are going to do ugly stuff. Give the ball to Tielemans and let him do and let him work.
That pass for the first goal.
My gosh, with his left foot as well, you know.
Yeah, bro. And he's falling
under pressure.
As my friends would say, that was chocolate mousse. Shout out to Mr. LeBoom. That was like, oh wow. But they did that so many times. That same pass where they split in the defense happened so many times in that first half. Like, who are you trying to really the one thing that is missing is Rodri. That's what's missing. If he's there, that doesn't happen.
Kovacic was off the pace, man, as well. He wasn't. He should have seen the run. He should have seen. He should have cut that out. You should have cut that out.
It's no leg, but there's no legs in there.
Exactly.
Rogers is one of their academy players.
Yeah.
You look around the league and look at how many Lavia. Bruv, forget even Lavia. In the summer, they had a clause to buy Douglas Luiz because they sent him to Aston Villa. So they would have got Douglas Luiz for cheaper than Juve got him for. They could have bought Douglas Luiz, and that midfield looks so different right now.
Yeah,
and they didn't.
True.
They make all these. Like it looks like they're making loads of good deals and stuff because they're getting high fees for all these players. But a lot of these players, if they had stayed, Man City would be rolling like a steam train right now.
Yeah, you say that, but then obviously you've also got the factor of players wanting to play. Like you said earlier, I think it was you. Was it Leon? But you were saying that like the players want to stay, and the players want to play, and if they ain't playing, see you later, kind of thing. And when you've got a squad, when you got a squad that's challenging for like big honors, you need rotational players. You need players
could have fit
happy.
At least Luiz.
Maybe
fit in there.
Maybe
he would have started alongside. Rodri.
Yeah, possibly. But I'm just saying, like, more to just reinforce the point. You know, these little kind of decisions that have been made they're not thinking long term on these decisions. Clearly, because they're looking at their bench now.
FFP.
Their bench.
FFP, that's why they needed it. FFP.
Their bench is thin. Their bench is thin. Don't get me wrong. They've got a couple players on there, but you know, Ake's on the bench. We already know that he's not fit. They got De Bruyne on the bench. He's still trying to come back.
De Bruyne's done.
How many injuries have they got? Off the top of your head, how many injuries?
I think it's 4, maybe.
Exactly, 4, bro.
Yeah.
Tottenham are sitting on 10.
Yeah.
Tottenham are sitting on 10. They're on 4.
The problem is that there are players in their team. They got agents side, and there's players that wanted to leave. That Carl Walker wanted to leave. He didn't leave. He stayed. He
gave him captaincy, bro.
He shouldn't.
Worst decision.
He should have left. He should have gone. But they can't replace him. When they had like João Cancelo and they let him go, they could do with João Cancelo now. They at the moment their top goal scorer is Haaland, and number 2 is Guardiola. So they're not creating those chances. The goals aren't getting spread around. Savinho hasn't scored a goal. Doku comes on and really doesn't look like he looks like he's gonna do. He looks busy, but there's no real end product, and they can't get Havertz, Haaland to score, and their midfield is just immobile. Because the way that Rodgers was running through them, he picked up the ball powerful, just cutting through them every single time.
He was just having a good time. You know, he got to a point where he's like, you know what, I'm just, you know what I mean, I'm just having a good time with the lads. Do you know what I'm saying? Just kick him out.
We'll leave it there with City. Everton drawing with Chelsea. Not much to it. Didn't see much of the game, but we said Chelsea will have their ups and downs. And maybe this is it. It's the first one of their blip. I did expect them not to score against Everton, but having stopped Arsenal from scoring last week, then I'm looking at Liverpool having missed out that game. Maybe we dodged a bullet in that regard in terms of not playing them at the time because they could have kept us scoreless for all we know. But Chelsea dropping points, it's good for Liverpool. But other than that, not much to it. So we'll move to our predictions. As Lamont really feels his team's going to win, we'll go with Lamont first.
Right.
You're on the winning cycle.
Yeah, this is just on the back of the pattern that I discussed earlier. Yeah, not because I actually genuinely think we're going to win, weirdly enough, but I think it's going to be a close game. I'm going to say 3-2 to United.
Okay. 3-2 to United. And if I get this correct, you are playing...
Wolves.
Wolves. 3-2. Okay.
Home or away? Wait, away.
I think it's another home game.
Away. Yeah. 5:30
Ooh.
Saturday. Away.
Ooh.
No, Thursday. Sorry. 5:30 Thursday.
Yeah.
Away. Evan?
We're playing Ipswich at home.
I think they're going to lose. By the way, I think you're going to lose to Wolves. I'll say it again.
Mate, don't put your judge on us again.
You're losing to Wolves, bro.
Might be that, bro.
Light a candle. Burn some incense.
I don't think you need Juju right now, bro.
Ipswich at home, right?
Ipswich at home, yeah. I was gonna go conservative, but I think 3-0.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I was gonna go
Makes
conservative. But I'm gonna say 3-0.
Yeah.
Leon?
We got Forest away, bruv.
That's tough.
Forest are in the top 4 right now.
Mm.
Oh, man. The way this team is on bare bones, bro, I can see a Forest 2-1. Being honest. Right now, I don't have faith in my team, being real.
Yeah, you've probably got to play pretty much the same team unless you bring in Werner and Brennan Johnson.
Which, I mean, yeah. No words.
For me, I've been very you know what, Liverpool.
James, cut the crap,
3-0,
man. You're at home
3-0,
to
3-0.
Leicester. I don't want to hear no nonsense.
I was going to
today,
say,
bro.
They just got slapped.
I haven't been patient.
He's out here doing some deliberation. What are you on? You're just
I wasn't
taking
sure if it was going to be 3 or 4. I was going to say I haven't given them enough credit. I've been giving them lower scores, and at this time I'll go higher and say we're going to win 4-0.
He's just a wind up, you know.
Bro, he's taking a mic, bro.
Just wrap it up, I beg you. Otherwise, I'm not even putting it.
Bro, the show is over time now. It's time to end it.
I said 4-0. People said 4-0. 2 weeks ago, played and never listening.
You're bang out of order, bro. I'm telling you.
Man's milking this,
Right.
bro. Milking.
We got no score for DJ this week, but
Yeah,
we'll
I
get it
was
off
looking
of
for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. Well, it comes back fast because we've got games on Thursday and Friday. So good luck in those games. Hopefully, because we're not playing each other, hopefully we can finally get the full house. Because but Leon's.
Listen, I can't see that happening until New Year, cause
bro, they just need to surprise me in it. I'm willing to be pleasantly surprised by my team because right now I don't know what to expect game to game, bro. I have no expectations.
Fair dues. Okay, well, once again, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share, and if you haven't subscribed to the show so you can make sure every time you post something new, it will come up and you won't have to wait for it. And won't have to search for it, sorry. So, take it easy, guys. Have a good evening. Peace out.
Later.
Peace.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Yes, you're right. Merry Christmas to those who celebrate Christmas. And happy, was it season's greetings for those that celebrate it? Season's greetings for those that don't.
Happy Kwanzaa.
So yeah, take it easy. Peace.
Latest.